All right, hi everyone, Commissar here, and just making a quick video to kind of break down the progress on my Clear Sky costume, and also kind of show you my philosophy in making stalker kits. So we're gonna just break down everything, starting with the uniform, then moving on to the vest, the belt, and then the other accessories, and also kind of give you a few thoughts, show you some accessories, and give you some ideas, hopefully, to hopefully make make your own stalker costume. So we're just going to start with the uniform. So for the uniform, the main piece is going to be this this Gorka suit that I had made for me in Ukraine. So this Gorka suit here, hopefully you can see it all on in the picture, but it's made with a blue camouflage fabric. So this fabric is actually, I think it's the most interesting part of my costume. So this is an actual Soviet experimental camouflage fabric that was found in a warehouse in Ukraine, I think about last year. And I had, so the guy who discovered it runs a sewing company. So they make Gorka suits, they make other military style uniforms, and they found a roll of this kind of Bhutan or Dubok fabric, TTSKO, but with only two tones, some sort of like very like light gray and some blue that really resembles what the Clear Sky faction is using in the game in Stalker Clear Sky. So as you can see, it does not have the brown spots and it's not as light as in the game, but I think this is the closest real life counterpart to the Clear Sky camouflage that we see in game. So this was really really cool to source, really a cool piece to have. It has a lot of history, just because obviously it's real Soviet fabric. So from the 1980s, it was never used, so it was experimental, and it kind of sounds cool, obviously, when you think about the lore of the Clear Sky faction, these guys being like kind of scientists and all. It's cool to have some real life experimental fabric camouflage to represent them in real life. So that's for the suit. It's closes with buttons, as you can see. I already broke one because I used my stuff, and yeah, it's made actually really well. I'll leave a link in the description for the company that made this. Unfortunately, the camouflage itself has been all used, so I don't think you're going to be able to order another suit in this camouflage, but you can get something from them if you like what they're doing, if you're into the whole military aesthetics. So let's move up to the trousers or the pants that I'm using for this. So I had a lot of debate going on with what trousers, what pants I wanted to use for this suppression, just because in the game they wear like very dark gray trousers, pants, combat pants, however you want to call them. And I don't know, I just do not like having very dark garments on myself, especially if you're in the wild, in the zone. It just really doesn't make any sense to me. And obviously, like, that's where we kind of tap into my my philosophy, obviously also going with something that's not directly from the game itself, like one-to-one. I'm not making a one-to-one cosplay. This is not a cosplay, this is an actual, like, my idea was to make something that, oh, what would a stalker actually wear if he was in the zone, in 2011, 2012. So in Eastern Europe, in Ukraine, Russia especially, you would see a lot of Gorka suits. So those are Gorka pants. This is a Gorka pattern jacket, and I'm really using real gear that I'm myself kind of modifying to look like it's from the Stalker game. But my philosophy is using real world items and finding them and having the closest thing you could get to what's in the game. and the game has a lot of real world items, as you know. So these are just standard Gorka pants. There's nothing crazy about them. They're reinforced in the knees. In the game, they also use knee pads, but I find these to be very obnoxious when you're walking long distances, so I don't use knee pads myself. It's just a personal preference. I have a pair of knee pads that are just very uncomfortable, and I'm deciding not to use them, for this kit, since obviously it's kind of like, what if I was a stalker in 2011? So, yeah, just a standard Gorka suit pants. Nothing crazy. They're made out of heavy-duty canvas. These are made, I don't know, probably in Russia, but I have had these for a long time now. So obviously didn't buy them since the invasion. If you're thinking about headwear, what I would recommend is, because in the game they don't really run any headwear, they just have their hoods on, so there are multiple variants that you can use. Personally, I like this neck gaiter. It also looks kind of like what they would wear, like the Clear Sky Stalkers. Some of them are wearing neck gaiters or face masks. So you can use just a neck gaiter or a like full balaclava, or a patrol cap, or just a watch cap. So yeah, that's about it. Obviously, this is not the most interesting items that I'm going to show you today. Let's move on to the belt itself. So in the game, what I've been trying to reproduce here is the CS3A, or CS1, as if you want to be lore accurate. But the CS3A suit from S.T.A.L.K.E.R, which is the sort of light assault suit that Clear Sky gives you when you join their faction in the swamps. So here, this has taken me a long time to fully assemble and have everything ready. So it's a Molly battle belt, war belt, or gun belt, however you want to call it, in which I have weaved a Soviet officer's belt, as you can see with the leather here, the buckle. The buckle really looks like what's in the game, so that was one of the main items that I wanted to reproduce. And then we have a bunch of pouches and accessories here. We also have a shoulder strap system, which is just kind of jury-rigged to fit with the belt. So here we have 2 grenade pouches, just like in the game. You can see in the game the body armor and the belt look like one piece, but actually they're kind of separate equipments. If you know what you're talking about, if you know your gear, kind of, you'll understand that the belt has to go separate from the body armor itself. So they're separate pieces in real life as well. And I've kind of put real life items that are found in the game on the stalkers on the belt, kind of reproducing what you see in the game. So the grenade pouches, obviously I have a fake grenade in there, and then some bandages in here. This is kind of a standing holster. I didn't have a left-handed holster for my Makarov, but it fits just nice. If the weapon is clear. But it fits just fine with the Makarov in it. Here, as you can see, we have a Soviet Bakelite bayonet. So for the AK rifle, we have a Soviet infantry canteen, which is pretty well beat up and really looks the part. Here we have a Soviet 4-cell AK-74 magazine pouch with some magazines in here, and a little oil can to lube the AK, and then here is the second grenade pouch. And then I've added these suspenders. I don't know where they're from, just got them, found them in my bin, so I thought they would fit nicely, and it helps keeping the belt riding pretty high underneath the body armor. That way it looks kind of like one part like in the game. So that's one thing I tried to recreate as well. Now let's get into the body armor. So this S.A.D body armor. Here what we have is a old style plate carrier in OD grain. This is a lot like the other 2010s, kind of late 2000s large plate carriers, so with a lot of extra material, and it really looks a lot like the CS3A body armor that you can find in the game with the pouches. So here we have pouches from a company called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. They're in Ukraine, and I could not resist when I saw their pouches. They really looked like the ones in the game. So here we can accommodate AK-74 magazines, but also AKM 7.62 or AR-15 style magazines. So I have a total of 4 magazines on the vest. To the side here, I have a medical pouch with Soviet bandages, AI-2 medkits, and then a Soviet-style rubber tourniquet. I would not recommend using them for real wounds, real-life wounds, just more for show and storytelling in your costume. Here on this side, we have a bear detector, so a bear artifact detector. Got this from Etsy. It's a 3D printed one. Looks nice, you know. Clear Sky being a faction that seeks to understand the zone, it makes sense that they would invest in 2nd generation or even 3rd generation artifact detection equipment. So a bear style detector makes sense for a Clear Sky faction member, Clear Sky Stalker, to have. The vest has ceramic plates inside with Kevlar on the sides, mainly for realistic purposes. In the game, you can upgrade the CS3A and CS1 body armors to have Kevlar and then ballistic plates. So I thought that was nice, a nice little touch, nice addition to have in the real life interpretation of the suit. Here on the side, we have kind of a placeholder item here. It's a little bit interesting because I didn't really want too much of the molly on the cummerbunds to show. It was kind of giving away a too kind of tactical vibe that I didn't really want for the body armor. So I slapped these on, and now I'm thinking, hey, maybe this could be an artifact holder or artifact container. We don't really know what the artifact containers on the suit look like canonically. In Clear Sky, I think they're called artifact pouches, and then in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 artifact containers. But essentially, you can just store an artifact here, provided it does not emit too much radiation. But that was my little idea behind that, and I think it looks decent. So that's about it for the CS3A body armor. Really put a lot of effort into this. As you can see, it's pretty well worn, pretty damaged, kind of like what a stalker suit would look like in the zone. Now we can move on to some variants. So if you're not wanting to run a whole plate carrier, you can also go with the chest rig style vests. So this is a Lifchik or Poyas A so this is the Afghan War Soviet chest rig. This one I found in Ukraine, and yeah, so before the war. And this looks really like what any stalker would wear. It has space for 6 magazines, 4 grenades. You can stuff some medical equipment in here if you don't want 4 grenades. And it's just like really easily adjustable. It's very lightweight. So it's something, you know, if you're Clear Sky Stalker is just going out on a little patrol, he's not really going outside in a dangerous anomaly field or going to fight renegades or mutants, then this is, you know, probably what they would wear just hanging around the swamps. So that's a variant if you want to run that. Now for the backpacks, in S.T.A.L.K.E.R they have this kind of backpack that looks kind of like an Alice ruck. Here we have different variants of what a stalker could be wearing to carry his equipment around. We don't really see clear sky stalkers with backpacks because they have assault suits, but one does not exclude the other. So there are multiple ways you can carry equipment around the zone. This is a gas mask, little pouch, or a sling bag, waist bag. It's actually really nice. I've carried a lot of stuff during hikes with in this bag, and it fits a lot of things. Maybe like a full day of food, some water, just survival equipment and whatnot. So this would be perfect for a small excursion zone. If you're low on funds, or if you just want to travel light. Now this is kind of interesting. This is a Swiss Army assault pack. It was meant to be a CBRN, so chemical, nuclear, biological, radiological backpack. So it's made all out of rubber. It's all waterproof. It's very durable. And I really, when I saw this, I was like, hey, that's what my clear sky guy needs. Being in the swamps, it's all muddy, it's wet, it's radioactive. You want a backpack that can withstand that. So here I have just some water, some food, extra ammo, just anything your stalker might need for like a couple days in the zone. Keep in mind the zone's not that big. It's a small area, so you're not going to be trekking for weeks. So a 48 to 72 hour pack is actually what you would need most in the zone, going from hub to hub, from the swamps to Cordon to the bar to anyway. So yeah, small, not really. I think this is 50-liter capacity backpack, but yeah, just a perfect fit for what I wanted. It also looks kind of like the S.T.A.L.K.E.R backpack in the game, in the trilogy. So there you have it. And then another variant would be just a standard Soviet style tourism backpack. So this is a Kolobok backpack made in the Soviet Union. And I think it has a lot of charm to it. It definitely looks like the bags that you would find in S.T.A.L.K.E.R artworks. And they also have like this very post-Soviet look, obviously being very ubiquitous in these countries, being used by hikers, even the military in Afghanistan. The Soviet military used these backpacks to accommodate their scouts and their special forces. So I think it has a lot of charm to it. Unfortunately, it's not as comfortable. The straps, I mean, the whole construction is not as good as some of the other variants that I showed you. So it's one possibility if you want to go this route, maybe for a rookie stalker or just a hard-headed veteran that doesn't really want to change his ways. So that's it for the bags. I quickly want to touch on gas masks. So gas masks, they're used widely throughout the game. There are many different variants that you can use. You can use the Soviet helmet style gas mask. This is a PMG gas mask. You can use the real life counterpart of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R gas mask, which is the PBF. You can use GP5s, don't use their filters. Don't use Soviet filters because they might contain asbestos. But in general, any Soviet or Russian or Ukrainian style gas mask will fit very well in the S.T.A.L.K.E.R universe. There's nothing really complicated about choosing your gas mask. Anything will do. Really, it's just a matter of personal taste. I like the style of the PMG gas mask here, and also the lore accurate or real world accurate gas mask for the Clear Sky faction would be this Soviet respirator that was also used during the Chernobyl disaster. It kind of has this dark green rubber, these two filters in the side. So this looks like what the some of the S.T.A.L.K.E.R in the Clear faction are wearing. Moving on to the whole array of accessories that could serve you very well in your S.T.A.L.K.E.R kit, your S.T.A.L.K.E.R costume or impression. Obviously you have the AI2 medkits. These are really essential. They're found everywhere in the zone. I think they're really cool little items to have. And they're just nice to collect. I like having a few of them like this. I think I have 4 or 5. These Soviet-style tourniquets as well. The rubber ones, the kind of look like chewing gum or Hubba Bubba or whatever. Those are really cool to have. They add a lot of depth and detail to your impression, to your kit. You can also wrap them around your triangle, your AK triangle stock. It's nice to have a little Soviet flashlight. So this is an actual Soviet made flashlight, handheld. It was very old style, but I thought it looked nice. You know, maybe you can attach it to your vest. Maybe you can have it in your pocket. I don't have a headlamp here, but that would also be a very useful item to have, as shown in the game. Just your standard bolt. You can also use the nuts tied with some white fabric, so like in the S.T.A.L.K.E.R movie. So those are always nice to have. Here, there's one. You can have multiple, as many as you want. Some non-stop energy drink, obviously. They've been widely showcased in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2, so these are nice to have kind of as a little trinket, like some items that add to the costume. And then some upgrades for your weapons, like the 45 round magazine that you can get in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 for the AK rifle, the PSO, the suppressors, etc. There are many different items that you can add to your kit to give it more life, and also just have a useful kit and not just some cosplay that you're, and not having just an image, right? Because a cosplay is just an image. Here, what we're trying to do is something that has some life behind it or some purpose, and that can be used. That's the whole philosophy of what we're doing here. Is kind of an exercise of, hey, what could work in 2011, 2012 in this zone. I also want to quickly talk about footwear. So footwear is very important in S.T.A.L.K.E.R, especially if you're like Clear Sky. You're always kind of searching for anomalies in the swamps, so you need some heavy, rugged boots. So these are, I think, Austrian mountain boots from their military. They're really nice, just a bit heavy, but once you break them in, they feel comfortable. So yeah, this and some gaiters can go a long way in facilitating your adventures in the zone. Having good footwear is really one of the first things I would get or upgrade once I'm in the zone or before going. Since you're going to be walking a lot, really there's no other means of transportation there. So good boots, something that fits also the 2010s kind of era. Obviously I would be wearing like these Loas or Salomons if it were today, but we got to keep in mind that, you know, we're back in the day. Surplus kind of was the main way to get stuff. So yeah, you got to think about it. Here's a little side project that I've been working on alongside the 2011 version of the suit. I've been working on a modern era body armor to go with the suit. So my idea was, hey, what if Clear Sky as a faction survived the events in S.T.A.L.K.E.R Clear Sky and they pushed through into 2025 or 2022 as in the S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 events. So the plate gear itself is made by a Ukrainian company called S.T.A.L.K.E.R. They're based in Ukraine. I got the S.T.A.L.K.E.R vest in Ukraine, and it's widely used there. It's one of the most popular models, and I think it would be very easy for a faction with the kind of relations and contact and standing that Clear has to provide a popular vest for their personnel. So I think it looks really the part, even though it's a modern take, it looks the part. It has ceramic plates, Kevlar on the sides, magazine placard here from Parachuter Gear. I think they're called Wetworks now, and I think it looks really close to what we see in game. So I kind of wanted to keep that inspiration with the closed magazine pouches, the Clear Sky patch here. Here we have an admin pouch, admin pocket with a S.T.A.L.K.E.R PDA. I really don't like the look of the new PDAs in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2. I think they're huge tablets. They look kind of silly, but these ones look really cool. So I had to get one. This one's working as well. Just need to figure out how and to recharge the battery. Here we have a general purpose pouch with some survival equipment. So we have a compass, we have a little book to write on, some fire starter kit, a Soviet hand folding saw. So this one it comes from the Soviet Union. Little knife tool here, and Bic lighter, and some extra batteries that I'm not going to take out. Behind it we have a 1990s civilian dosimeter. So this was given to or sold to civilians in the affected regions of the Chernobyl disaster to monitor the radiation in their food. So this is the dosimeter. They would just put this over I don't know, their produce or their vegetables or their milk, and kind of test and see if that was radioactive. So I think that's a really cool little piece to have, kind of a legacy technology. It looks kind of like the decoder in S.T.A.L.K.E.R Shadow of Chernobyl, and it also is kind of the modern or real life counterpart to the artifact detectors. Here we have this tourniquet, magazines, as I said, and here we have an IFAK with combat gauze, tourniquet, chest seals, and bandage dressings. So that's about it for the plate carrier, for the modern plate carrier. For Clear Sky is just standard plate carrier in the back. I mean, nothing crazy, but I just wanted to show this to you so you could get an idea of what the Clear Sky faction could look like in S.T.A.L.K.E.R 2 or in other interpretations. That's going to be it for me today for this video. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, feel free to share comments. I might make other videos. I don't know. This is just kind of a update on my progress on all this kit. It's taken me a very long time to find all these items, collect them, kind of curate my collection, and put everything together in my philosophy, and have everything go forward with that. So I look forward to updating you guys on the progress. Maybe I get some new pants for the suit, something that looks a little more like in-game. But otherwise, I think that everything has reached a final stage, really. I'm even kind of sidetracking with this modern approach to the Clear Sky suit. But yeah, I might make other videos. I have other costume ideas for the military, for the Beryl 5M suit, and for other like S.T.A.L.K.E.R loaner equipments as well. So thank you for watching, and have a great day.